In a world where words held incredible power, there was one hero who had been silenced. His name was Vero, known to the world only as Silent Fury. He had been born with an incredible power, the ability to manipulate sound itself. With a word, he could shatter mountains, create walls of sound, or calm storms. But there was a curse tied to his gift. The moment he spoke, the world would fall into chaos. As a child, Vero had learned that even a whisper could unravel the fabric of reality. His voice had the power to alter minds, to control others, and to shift the laws of nature. Fearing this power, his family had taken drastic measures. They sealed his voice, enchanted him so that no sound could escape his lips. It was the only way to protect the world, they told him. Vero grew up in silence, never knowing the world through sound. Yet despite the curse of silence, Vero had become a hero. He fought against injustice with the power of his abilities, controlling sound, bending it to his will. He could create barriers of resonance to protect the innocent, or use the subtle vibrations of sound to disarm villains. But he could never speak, never communicate with the world in a way that others could understand. He was a silent guardian. His dilemma came when the villain known as Echo, a being who could manipulate voices and sound, rose to power. Echo's ability was the antithesis of Vero's. Where Vero controlled the vibrations of sound, Echo could twist them, using voices to sow discord and create havoc. Echo's power threatened to tear apart the city, and Vero knew he was the only one who could stop him. But there was one catch. Echo's ultimate weapon was a frequency that could only be countered by Vero's own voice. To defeat Echo, Vero had to break his silence. He had to speak. The choice tormented him. If he spoke, the world would descend into chaos. The very fabric of reality, the balance between order and chaos, would fracture. People's minds would be manipulated, time itself could bend, and the safety of those he loved would be in jeopardy. But if he didn't, Echo would bring destruction to the world he had sworn to protect. In the final confrontation, Vero stood before Echo, the city in ruins around them. Echo laughed, knowing that Vero's curse would stop him from ever using his full power. "You cannot defeat me," Echo sneered. "You are silent. You cannot fight me without speaking." But Vero, with the weight of the world on his shoulders, made his decision. He closed his eyes, letting the silence fill him, and allowed his voice to stir deep within. The air shimmered with energy, and for the first time, he spoke, just a single word, a whisper that resonated with every particle in the world. The impact was immediate. Echo screamed as the sound waves vibrated the very core of his being. The villain's mind shattered under the force of Vero's voice, and his power crumbled. But as the sound dissipated, Vero's curse took effect. The twist was that, in speaking, Vero had broken the fragile balance between silence and sound. The world, now flooded with the reverberations of his voice, began to unravel. Time shifted, reality bent, and people around the world felt the consequences of his words. Memories erased, voices lost, chaos spreading. Vero had saved the city, but at the cost of everything he had known. The result was not victory, but a new struggle. The silence that Vero had lived with for so long was now replaced with a world of constant noise. A world where sound itself could no longer be trusted. Vero, once the silent protector, was now the harbinger of a new age, one where every word carried the weight of the world.